Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors. With James Holst and Pat McSharry and the rest of the IDO fishing team. We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water.
Look at that fish.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
I'm James Holst with In-Depth Outdoors, fishing today with Pat McSharry out near Webster, South Dakota, and we are in search of a walleye bite. We've been dreadfully short of good walleye bites this winter, and we're here to scratch the itch. Pat and I got out of the hotel room real early this morning. We're all set up already. Over my shoulder here, we've got a beautiful sunrise. We're hoping to intercept some walleyes that are gonna move up on a feeding shelf, moving from deep water to shallow. And what we're gonna have today is some pretty tough conditions. It's gonna start out real nice like it is right now. By this afternoon, it's gonna be blowing super high winds, potentially even blizzard conditions. So we're hoping to get in on a good bite quick so we can head the truck back home. So stick around, should be a real fun show today here on In-Depth Outdoors, fishing with Pat McSharry in South Dakota.
Come on. A couple of them.
You marked any yet, Pat?
Yep. There he is. Fish on.
Well, that answers that question. You marked any yet, Pat? Yes,
I had a little one come up and chased it, and he went darting back to the bottom. And then this mark, a little bit bigger, came up. I think it's still just an eater walleye, but I'll take him. Hey.
Right in the beak, bud.
There we go.
That's perfect hook placement there. Of course, it doesn't matter if you're going to keep him medium.
Right. Yeah, we're just getting started for the day. We just got done setting up a couple iFish Pros, got the Eskimos set up here. We're expecting some high winds, but hasn't started quite yet.
Right now it's beautiful. Got a beautiful sunrise over the horizon there, but by the end of the day, I think we're in for some pretty saucy conditions. 45, maybe 50 mile an hour winds. Today it's going to be 35, 38 degrees. Tomorrow it's not going to crack zero.
No.
But I mean, that's kind of been the story of this winter, right? I mean, we've really been challenged by having to deal with these crazy ups and downs, 40, 50 degree temperature changes from one day to the next. And I think every ice angler watching this can relate. I mean, they've done the, hey, Friday it's going to be beautiful, but then on Saturday it's going to be 13 below.
Right. It's like every 3 or 4 days it just drops. Boom. And then it warms back up for 3 or 4 days, and then it gets cold again.
We've had some great bites, but I mean, if you're sitting there at home going, man, things have been super inconsistent this winter, join the club. It's been tough.
Well, I'll take that one. Hopefully these iFish Pros start popping here.
Take about 6 or 8 more. Got him.
Nice.
He's not very big, but boy, he sure wanted it. Come here, you. I know he's getting a little tussly.
Better than a sharp stick in the eye.
Yeah. And when I say he wanted it, he wanted it. I'm gonna need to go in there and forceps that one out of there. All right, you. All right. We're kind of in that prime time right now. One would expect any fish that comes in to be pretty darn eager, and that one was. He came up underneath it one time, did kind of like a false charge, dropped all the way back down to the bottom, and then come right back up and smoked it. Another beautiful eater. And that one was out of 24 foot of water. Again, just that number 3 hot perch jig and wrap with some of those spikes on there. And you could use minnow heads if you want, but those spikes, those larvae stay on there so well. And as far as I'm concerned, the fish just don't care.
From panfish to predators, nobody does ice fishing like VMC. VMC has created an unrivaled arsenal of weapons for the savvy panfish angler to deploy. It doesn't matter if you're fishing fast or forced to go ultra finesse. VMC has a bite-sized offering sure to entice the most wary panfish. Searching for big fish with teeth? From flutter to rattle spoons, VMC has the most attractive UV finishes and natural bait fish patterns that big walleyes can't resist. only from VMC.
From the first time you pick up a tuned-up custom rod, you'll know you're holding something special. A rod not mass-produced, but built one at a time by the hands of gifted craftsmen. Rods like the Precision, ice fishing's most versatile multi-species rod, or the Precision Noodle with a tip so sensitive you'll never fish a spring bobber again. And the Commander, the rod that's never met a big fish it couldn't best. Tuned-up custom rods. Ice rods handcrafted for you and the way you fish.
Reed's Family Outdoor Outfitters in Walker, Minnesota has the hottest products for ice fishing at unbeatable prices. Everything from Garmin, ice electronics, ice shelters, and ice clothing from all the top brands. And the newest lithium-powered augers with special everyday pricing on the Garmin LiveScope Ice Bundle. Whether you're visiting us in Walker, Minnesota, or placing an order online at reedsports.com. Our state-of-the-art distribution center ensures you'll get your order fast. Reed's Family Outdoor Outfitters offers the best service, best price, best advice, guaranteed.
Okuma Fishing Tackle offers a complete lineup of reels for the die-hard ice angler. The Okuma Samar 10 and Inspira 20 are a perfect match with your favorite panfish or walleye ice fishing rod. Both feature a long stem handle that fits comfortably in a gloved hand. Cyclonic flow rotor technology that throws water off the reel to minimize ice buildup. And a drag system optimized for use in extreme conditions. Everywhere, every day, every fish. Okuma Fishing Tackle is inspired fishing.
Here's a fish. There he is.
Heck yeah, Pat.
Little guy. Not a big, oh, it's a perch. Nice perch.
There you be.
I'll take him. Thought it was gonna be a little walleye.
Just a pretty version, pretty tastier version.
Dang nice perch there. I will take those every day of the week.
He kind of made you work for it, didn't he?
Yeah, I missed him the first time and then was able to connect that second time, but that's one of the great things about coming out here to the Dakotas, or you just get a really good mixed bag of fish. Anytime you can catch walleyes and mix in perch, it's a fun day.
There he is. All right. Feels like a decent fish,
Hey,
Pat.
there you go.
Yeah. We've had to slide off the edge of the break here. Certainly no surprise there. But as the sun has come out in advance of the storm here, these fish have moved deeper. We were catching them in 23, 24 foot of water previously, and now we're out in 28, 29 feet. I'm sure they're just gonna hang out down here at the base of the break until things cloud up or until it gets later in the day. Oh yeah, nice walleye. Gotcha. Oh yeah. At some point today I'm gonna keep a couple of these guys, but I think this one's gonna get fired back. Any of these fish we can catch midday like this are a huge bonus.
They're healthy.
Yeah, they are. They're probably shrimp fed and white bass and anything else you can think of. We'll slide that one back. I did steal a page out of the Pat McSharry playbook there, and I've been fishing jig and wrap quite a bit and caught fish on it, but that glow goldfish, he was getting lookers, he was getting fish following and catching fish. Where that jigging wrap, I think it's just too aggressive right now. They're not digging it, so that's that 1/8 ounce VMC rattle spoon, glow goldfish, and of course we're throwing out a bunch of spikes there versus minnow heads. Actually, Pat was using minnow heads this morning. I really just don't think it matters. I like them because they stay on the hook. You get a short biter or whatever, something come up underneath and kind of grab that wad of bait. You don't hook them up. You can get that bait right back down there with some confidence, knowing that you're going to have at least something still on the treble hooks. With a minnow, it's kind of a hero or zero, right? They grab that minnow and then you got nothing.
Well, it's getting to be mid-morning now, and we had a really good flurry there to start off the day, which was to be expected. We got a full moon right now, and the water clarity out here on this body of water that we're fishing is kind of that 6 to 8 foot. It's not gin clear, but for South Dakota standards, pretty clear body of water. And as the forecast said, the wind's starting to blow pretty hard now. We're probably getting into that 25, 30 mile per hour gusts. And we're expecting it to still be pretty good tonight or this evening. The wind might even calm down, but For midday, I think we're gonna have to probably set up in those Eskimos and hopefully pick off a few fish throughout the day.
There he is. Oh, there we go. I tell you what, it has been tough conditions today, but we're putting ourselves in a position here where I think we can scrape together some fish. There it is at 18.2 feet on the flasher. I'm gonna pull that out of the hole just in case. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, it's a decent walleye. Solid little eater. We got winds ripping 30 to 45 miles an hour. We're supposed to get some snow later. But what we're doing here is, actually, we haven't been doing the spot on the spot. I'm gonna fire this fish back and we're gonna talk a little bit about where we're fishing, where we're setting up. We know we can't move around much anymore, so we're putting ourselves in a high percentage location. Earlier we were able to run around out there on the ice, but 45 mile an hour winds, inside the Eskimo is the best place to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show everybody kind of what we're doing here, what we're fishing. Classic walleye structure. You get yourself in a situation where conditions just aren't going to allow you to jump around at all. Right now, if I got out of this seat, I think this ice house would blow side to side in the wind. So we're going to be camped out here for a while. So what we're doing is, if you look here on the screen, right there you can see my icon. That's our current position. And in this area here, we've got this just great piece of structure that sticks out, it's a point, out into this green deeper water. And what happened midday, once we got through the morning kind of rush, not that it was a great bite, but we had a bunch of fish moving through this area. They come up shallow to feed, then as those light levels increase, they'll drop down out into this deeper water. Now for a while before the wind kicked up, we were able to just run along where that green meets this structure and just punch random holes and just hop from hole to hole. And we're just looking for stragglers, fish that just aren't done, with that feeding window completely. Of course, once the wind kicked up, we just had to decide to sit back on our primary spot, which is right on the tip of that point. And we're just gonna sit here for the rest of the day, really because we have no choice. Although we would come back to an area like this in that last hour and a half of the day, prime time. You hear us refer to it as like that, the witching hour. We want to be in a scenario right there on that prime piece of structure leading out into deep water where these fish start to filter back up into the shallows where they're going to feed. Now today, of course, we're just trying to hold on for dear life. You can hear the zippers in here rattling and the canvas slapping just due to the wind. I'm sure it's pushing 30, 40 miles an hour now, and it's supposed to get worse. So anytime you find yourself, you just want to sit in one spot, camp out, look for a scenario like this. Find a piece of structure that sticks out into deeper water and put yourself in a scenario where you can intercept fish moving from deep to shallow or vice versa.
The Pro Lithium 40-volt light from StrikeMaster is going to kick your gas. By combining their 40-volt power head, a new 6-amp-hour battery, and the Light Flight laser drill, StrikeMaster has achieved the pinnacle of ice shredding performance. Weighing in at 21 pounds, the Pro Lithium 40-volt can drill up to 115 holes through 16 inches of ice, while the Light Flight laser drill provides a smooth, nearly effortless cut. StrikeMaster, kick your gas.
Brandel GM in Aiken, Minnesota's only haggle-free Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealer, is a proud sponsor of In-Depth Outdoors TV. Our Brandel value price ensures that you don't have to spend your entire day haggling to get a great deal. And every new vehicle comes with our exclusive gimmick-free lifetime powertrain warranty. Whether you're in need of service, sales, parts, or body shop repair, stop by our state-of-the-art facility in Aiken or visit us 24/7 at brandelgm.com.
Does your sonar offer dual spectrum chirp, producing razor-sharp images on an ultra-bright HD display? The ability to tailor the display to the way you fish. Precision GPS functionality with legendary Lake Master mapping to move effortlessly from ice to open water. If not, you should be fishing an Ice Helix, the electronic system that offers all the features and performance successful ice anglers demand. Only from Humminbird.
At Eskimo, we have the tools to help you enjoy your time on the ice. They say man needs food, clothing, and shelter. When it comes to shelter, we like the Outbreak 450i with its full-size no-trip door. that's nearly 74% bigger than a standard door, making it much easier to load and unload. With 75 square feet of fishable area, you'll be warm and comfortable during your day on the ice. Check out the Outbreak 450i and our full line of products at geteskimo.com.
Oh, here comes one. Come on. There he is. Nice. Had a school of 2 of them there. Come in. It's crazy, the wind's blowing, but the fish are still biting. I know James just had one over there a little bit ago. Let's see what we got here. This feels like a walleye. Oh yeah, nice walleye. Nice fish. There we go. That's what we're after. Beautiful. Hooked right where you want it. I don't think he was coming off. There we are. That one's a little bit bigger than what I usually like to eat. Just a super healthy, plump South Dakota walleye there. Probably gonna let him go, but I think he had a couple more down there waiting for me. So I'm gonna get him down. Back you go, buddy. All right, well, that was fun. It's fun when you can catch them right in the house. You know, I kind of gravitated earlier on towards this rattle spoon, the VMC rattle spoon, 1/8 ounce in that glow goldfish. That's just been a really good color for me, kind of one of the ones that I go to when a few of my other favorites don't work, you know, the yellow perch or the green UV. But it's fun when you can pick away at them like this in the house. You know, it's blowing pretty hard out there. It's South Dakota, it's always windy out here, but when you can hide in the house and catch them, it's fun. I'm gonna get rebaited back up here. You know, earlier on I was using some spikes, but I like using minnow heads too, and a lot of times I think that, you know, they don't stay on the hook quite as good as the spikes do, especially when you're targeting perch, but most of the schools I've seen come through have been walleyes, and usually they're coming in 1 or 2 fish, and you're not able to get down there before they leave again anyhow. So I like that little bit of extra meat. It seems like sometimes those walleyes like the minnow head a little bit better, but if I'm targeting perch, I'm using spikes.
There he is. You know, for some tough conditions today, we're going to make this thing work. There's no way we would have been able to bounce around out there on the ice during the worst of this stuff. I know you're never supposed to say that things are starting to calm down, but it does feel like the wind is letting up a little bit. That's what the forecast was, that maybe there'd be a chance right before dark to get out on the ice and chase around as these fish came shallow. But right now in 25 feet of water, fish are biting. Oh, there we go. You can't say anything bad about the average size fish here. I mean, that's not a giant by any means, but darn nice, healthy, fat. And if you can get yourself a couple of those, that's the glow goldfish 1/8 ounce from VMC, pretty deadly. Great fish. Gonna fire it back because this was 1 of 3. There was 3 down there, so that's a good sign. See you later, buddy. All right. So the way we've been positioned here, we knew we were not going to move, right? Once we had these ice houses set down, there's no way we're going to move them just because of the wind. So I sat up in about 25 feet of water. I think Pat's out there in about 27, 28 foot of water. What that allowed us to do is cover a couple different depths on that finger that goes out into the deep water. Pat has had more action as we get into the, the afternoon time period, but my thinking is I should really do well right before dark. If the wind doesn't calm down and we're not able to get out, I should see some good action in here. Now, of course, if I had it my way, I'm going to get out of this chair and go run around out there on the ice.
Got him. Boy, he liked it when I started pumping the rod a lot more. Oh, it is a walleye. Nice. Look at that. boy, did I work that fish. I wish we could have got it on the Mega Live because it was really cool seeing how that all happened. But I was jigging basically 1.5 to 2 feet off the bottom like you normally would when you're chasing walleyes, and I saw that fish. He's only about 10 feet down, swimming just off the cone on the Mega Live. He actually came from that way. I'm like, oh, it's got to be a pike. Well, I'm going to try and catch him. Reel up to it, and I actually missed him the first time and was able to get him fired up and chase back and bite that spoon again. But I wasn't really expecting it to be a walleye. I was kind of thinking it was going to be a pike, but I'll take it. Super nice fish there. Get him back down. Off you go. All right. Well, our plan's kind of paying off here, you know. It's not fast and furious by any means, but we're picking fish off midday here. Right now it's 3 o'clock. You know, we're expecting things to start to get a little bit better, or we're expecting the fish to get a little bit more active anyways as we get towards evening. But any fish that we catch right now with this wind blowing in the house is just a bonus fish, so super happy to get that one.
Norsk Lithium offers a complete lineup of lithium-ion batteries to power your ice electronics that provide huge weight savings and the power you need to fish from sun up to sundown. Available in 7.5, 15, and 20 amp hour capacities, Norsk Lithium batteries are perfectly matched to power your mechanical, digital, and live imaging sonar systems, featuring 2 patent-pending USB ports for powering all of your USB devices and an integrated LED power indicator. Find your perfect battery online at norsklithium.com.
Here at StrikeMaster, our goal, our focus, was to create the warmest, most thoughtfully engineered, and safest lineup of outerwear for the ice angler ever produced. StrikeMaster's SOS stay-on-surface flotation technology will be there if you need it, providing up to 2 hours of flotation when the jacket and bibs are worn as a pair. StrikeMaster, wear the hottest brand on the ice.
This winter, Reed's in Walker, Minnesota is celebrating their 50th anniversary by giving the viewers of the In-Depth Outdoors TV show the chance to win the ultimate ice fishing machine. Prize package includes a Polaris Ranger XP1000 with tracks and a flatbed trailer. To enter, visit our website at indepthoutdoors.com and look for the 50th anniversary logo to submit your entry. The winner will be selected May of 2022, and I will personally deliver the Polaris and trailer to the winner. Enter today for your chance to win at indepthoutdoors.com.
He's charged up too, he's gonna eat it. Oh, I missed him again. Come on. Come on, fish. I think he got my bait, but he might still make a mistake here. Got him. Basically, I think he got my bait that first time when I missed him. And that's just one trick that I really like doing. Once I know they probably got my bait, and it's a really good trick too, is you basically start fishing that bait a lot more active or a lot more aggressively than you normally would. It looks like there might still be one down there. I'm gonna fire that fish down and get right back there. But what I like to do is then start fishing that bait really fast. He's gone now, so I'll explain what I like to do. And, you know, start giving it, instead of just twitching it and letting him smell and taste that bait, you'll actually start making him try and do a reaction strike. So you give it a quick rip and then slowly pull it away while twitching it, and that's what I was able to do to get that fish to bite with no bait on there. So that's just a little trick to keep in your back pocket. Start working that bait really aggressively, trying to get them to chase it and get them that way.
Got him. There was like 4 of them there.
Well, I think I'll move up too then.
Yeah, you might want to, Pat. That's a nice walleye. If I can get him out of the transducer. Keep it tight, we'll be all right. There was 3-4 of those guys down there. Not a giant by any means, but that is a delicious sized walleye there. And that thing had all of that jigging wrap come out of there. Just a super nice, probably 16, 17 inch fish. Perfect eater. Fire them back, like I said, I mean, it was hard to tell. They kind of came up as a group, but 3, maybe more fish at one time.
Here's one.
Ooh.
There he is.
Yeah. That one put the bend down.
I knew that one was gonna eat.
What'd you switch over to?
Glow goldfish rattle spoon.
Nice.
Come on up.
Nice fish.
Another nice eater. Perfect. And like I said, kind of just been rifling through baits here the last 15 minutes. James got a couple nice fish on the ice there, and they were kept snubbing me, you know, they're being a little bit picky. So when that happens, usually I just start switching baits, trying different colors, and that one sure wanted that glow goldfish rattle spoon. I'm gonna throw that guy on the ice. And this time of night, I'm gonna get right back down, see if we can't get another one. You know, a lot of times you get a pretty acute bite window right when the sun's hitting the trees like that.
So that brings us to the end of today's episode, and just a couple things you can always count on when you're fishing South Dakota. Number one is the fishing out in this state is usually pretty fantastic. I would even go so far as to say reliable. And 2, when the weatherman forecasts a 15 to 25 mile an hour wind, just double it to be on the safe side. It's been a long time since I've been in an ice house where I was afraid to stand up out of the seat for fear that that ice house was gonna go flying across the lake. I gotta send a huge thanks to Pat and Jake Halls, who was behind the camera on this episode, for just toughing it out, never giving up, and finding a way to put a bunch of nice fish on the ice. So if you enjoyed today's show, make sure you put our approach to use the next time you're out in some really tough conditions. Put yourself in an area where the fish are gonna come to you eventually, and I'm sure you'll be well rewarded. So thanks for watching. As always, we appreciate everybody that tunes in every week, and we'll see you next time out there on the ice.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.